Sorry about that. I heard something, so I had to go check it out, and it's all right. So, page 50. At that moment, my heart activity pretty much sets me up for a visit for the cardiologist. Look, I'm a pretty good mailbox doctor, and tomorrow's my day off. How about I come back and give you a hand, help you fix it, you know? She frowns. Oh, I can't ask you to do that. My heart flutters. You didn't ask. I volunteered. After all, the mail must go through, and as your mailman, it's my duty to ensure it has a place to go. She smiled again, meeting my eye, and what a beautiful eye her are. A color I've only seen my trips to the ocean. Okay, as long as it's not too much trouble. I hand over her mail. We decide to go on a time. I participate to drive away. Wait, she says, I don't even know your name. Eric Brady, I say. Glad to meet you, Eric Brady. She pulls off one of her gloves and offers her hand. I gladly take it and sing. Warmth wraps me up and threatens to mark me fragile. Before I reach the next mailbox, I find myself whistling, and I never whistle. I've been divorced now for 7 years and haven't had about a zillion matchups and well-meaning friends. Okay, well, maybe a dozen or so, but they've been depressing experiences. The next morning, Deborah answers the door in a white short coupled with a blue tee to match her eyes. Her warm smile makes me feel like the luckiest guy in the world. Special delivery, I say as I open the trunk of my car. Half a sack of cement mix I had in my garage, a bucket and a hammer. The only thing left is your shovel and some water. We go into her garage to get the shovel, and bingo, they're just as the same model car as mine, as I expected. We mix the cement and the hydrant outside. She lifts the bucket with a difficulty, though not wanting to suggest she isn't strong, I gallantly say, let me. It's heavy. Well, let's both, she replied. I place my hand next to hers on the handle. Our hands touch, though we quickly adjust them apart. I'm just thrilled to find out that it feels as if they were right there as they belonged side by side. Suddenly I'm glad her mailbox is 200 feet away. Once there, I tap the mailbox to remove the dents, and then dig a trench around the post. You hold the post up straight, I say, while I pack this concrete in. She pushes it on in. Not quite straight, I say as I put my hand on over hers and adjust the post a little more. She shoves a little too much, and once again it isn't straight. She turns to me and smiles coyly. I smile and position my hands once again. I like this game. Finally we get it straight, and I pour the concrete around it and tamp it down. We double-check its position and give it our stamp of approval before meandering slowly back to her house. I know a bit about you from the mail you receive, I say as we rinse the bucket and shovel, but the one thing I don't know, she smiles, what's that? Whether I can take you to lunch. She frowns a bit, hesitating long enough for me to worry that she'll say no. Instead, she says, it's kind of early for lunch, but I did just bake an apple pie. I just took it out of the oven before you got here. I'm sure it's still warm. She delivers a smile and that makes her eyes shine and grabs my hand in hers and this time we don't let go. Author Rochelle Banks. Okay, horoscope time. For the week of Sunday, May 23rd to Saturday, May 29th. If you're a Gemini, May 21st through June 20th. On the 26th, you're going to feel compelled to make changes to your closest relationships. A heart-to-heart can be a key. On the 29th, assess how you're working toward your goal. A new approach can make for great results. Lucky days, May 23rd, May 28th, May 29th, the 2nd, 7th, and the 16th. If you're a Cancer, that's June 21st through July 22nd. And it's time to tweak your daily routine to bolster your balance on the 23rd. Small changes can add up to more vitality. Come the 27th, set aside time to revise your game plan for achieving long-term dreams. You'll thrive. Your lucky days, May 24th, May 25th, 29th. Your lucky numbers, 2, 6, and 12. If you're a Leo, that's July 23rd through August 22nd. From the 25th on, reflect your closest bonds. If changes need to occur, contemplate the best way to speak your truth. Around the 26th, adding more spontaneity and creativity to your routine feels rejuvenating. Go for it. Your lucky days? May 23rd. That one holds a lot of impact. May 26th, May 27th, and your lucky numbers 5, 7, and 14. If you're a Virgo, August 23rd through September 22nd, confront a loved one about an ongoing issue on the 24th. A direct conversation could lead to a healing breakthrough. Then tweak your roadmap for reaching your goals on the 28th. Meeting your experts offers clarity. Your lucky days, May 24th, 28th, and 29th. Your lucky numbers, 4, 5, and 10. If you're a Libra, September 23rd through October 22nd. Reflect on new ways to apply your skills on the 23rd. What you come up with leads you to fulfillment. On the 26th, you may feel overwhelmed by your hectic schedule. Lean in to find new strategies. I think there it is. Yeah. Then find new strategies for managing stress. Lucky days, May 23rd, 26th, and 27th. Your lucky numbers, 3, 5, and 9. I had some lettuce salad earlier, and a piece of that just stayed right there, and I got it. Libra, October 23rd through November 21st. Consider your structures in your life that bring you security on the 25th. Prioritizing these routines benefits your heart. On the 27th, make changes to your money-making plan. As long as you've gathered all the information, you'll soar. Your lucky days, May 24th, 25th, and 28th. Your lucky numbers, 2, 4, and 11. If you're a Sagittarius, that's November 22nd through December 21st. Around the 23rd, shake up your routine to make a long-held dream a reality. Trust your intuition to lead that way, and from the 29th on, have a co-worker join an unfinished project. Together, you'll finish it around what you started. Your lucky days, May 23rd, 26th, 27th. Your lucky numbers, 2, 7, and 16. If you're a Capricorn, that's December 22nd through January 19th. Reassess an ongoing project on the 24th. Think about how to bring more of your skills to the table. Gives you a boost. On the 28th, work a fun wellness routine like swimming into your schedule to feel more centered. Your lucky days, May 27th, 28th, and 29th. Your lucky numbers, 2, 6, and 10. If you're an Aquarius, that's January 20th through February 18th. Peace-boosting routines like meditation feel rewarding from the 26th on. Bolster your confidence, too. Around the 29th, revisiting lighthearted traditions with loved ones brings you fun and strengthens your bonds. Enjoy. Your lucky days, May 23rd, 26th, and 29th. Your lucky numbers, 1, 5, and 8. If you're a Pisces, that's February 19th through March 20th. It's kind of interesting. Just a side note on the Aquarius that their lucky day is May 23rd. Just saying. You'll feel like sharing what's in your heart on the 25th. You'll go closer to loved ones as a result. Revisit a home project that was previously put on hold around the 27th. You're going to make your space even more tranquil. Your lucky days, May 24th, 25th, and 28th. Your lucky numbers, 2, 3, and 8. If you're an Aries, March 21st to 19th. Get out of your comfort zone on the 26th. Planning a trip to the get-together can feel like a smart move. Collaborate with others to finish errands around the 29th. If miscommunication arises, patience will go far. Your lucky days, May 25th, 26th, and 27th. Your lucky numbers, 3, 9, and 18. If you're a Taurus, that's April 20th through May 20th. Confronting an emotional issue is key around the 23rd. Do whatever makes you feel more comfortable. Double-check your paperwork to preempt errors on the 28th. It's a great time to consider a new investment, too. Go for it. Your lucky days, May 24th, 28th, 29th. Your lucky numbers, 2, 8, and 12. Okay. Turn in the page. You deserve good things. You have so much more than you give yourself credit for. More courage than fear, more dreams than doubts, more possibilities than problems, more to hope for than worry about, and more to celebrate than regret. Then you've got all that, and that's not all. You've got you, and so much more to look forward to. Animal hero, proof that love and courage comes in all shapes and sizes. My loyal rescue pup saved my life. Sadie, the German Shepherd, had been in and out of 3 different shelters, but Brian Myers sensed that she was the perfect dog for him. And he was right. In fact, she turned out to be a lifesaver. Shows a picture of Brian and Sadie together. It says, Sadie is the best dog in the world. I couldn't have a better friend, says Brian. She's probably not the right dog for you, the shelter worker said when Brian Myers showed her the photo of the 6-year-old German Shepherd named Sadie that a friend had shared with him on a shelter's website. Brian lives alone, and after nearly a year and a half self-quarantining, the 59-year-old Teaneck, New Jersey retiree yearned for companionship. But the shelter worker was reluctant. Sadie doesn't trust men, she explained. She's been in and out of 3 shelters already. But Brian had never shied away from a challenge, and besides that, he'd fallen in love with the dog and the picture. At least let me meet her, he requested. At first the shepherd backed nervously away from Brian, but in the shelter courtyard, when he threw the ball, Sadie chased after it. It was a fun game, fetch, and he took Sadie home. That night, Brian folded a blanket on his bedroom floor, but Sadie ignored it. Instead, the pup climbed into the bed and stretched out beside her new friend. I think we're going to do just fine, Brian said, staring into Sadie's chocolate eyes. It wasn't long before Brian and Sadie were walking 4 miles a day together in the evenings, and when Brian settled into with a book on the TV remote, Sadie lay curled at his feet, keeping a watchful eye on her new forever friend. One night, just weeks after he brought Sadie home, Brian awoke feeling strange. His head swam with when he sat up in bed, and when he tried to take a stand, he collapsed in a heap. Brian had suffered a stroke. His left side was paralyzed, and his phone was downstairs. He feared the worst. During quarantine, he frequently went days at a time without speaking to another soul. No one would miss him or come looking for him until after it was too late. I'm going to die right here on the floor, he thought hopelessly. It was then that Brian felt the brush of wetness against his cheek as Sadie laid down beside him and began licking his face and again, the only thing keeping him conscious and alert. Brian twisted and wriggled, but he couldn't move. But Sadie was so close, hoping to use her for support. He grabbed a hold of her collar instantly. Sadie scrambled to her feet. She braced her haunches and pulling again. That a girl, Brian said, just as a voice muddled shut. Just a little bit more, he coaxed as Sadie dug in and dug steadily and hard. With Sadie's help, Brian scooted all the way to the staircase, then slid down, seated one riser after another. Exhausted, Brian finally reached his phone, not wanting the sirens of the strangers to a traumatic Sadie. He called to his cousin and Ebby, who got him to the hospital. After a month in the hospital and rehab, Brian was finally reunited with Sadie. I needed that, he chuckled when Sadie greeted him in the hospital parking lot and excitedly nuzzled the mask off his face. Sadie is my hero, Brian insists. She's still watching over me, right there, every step I take. The author, Bill Holton. Time for love and laughter. Pretty as a Peach is Miss Adeline, 3 years old, submitted by grandmother Sandy Johnson from Arizona. Having an okay day, peeking out from an oak tree. Jace, 14 months, submitted by great-grandmother Elaine Morris from Alabama. A happy little man, a mere 9 months old, submitted by great-grandmother Gloria Cunningham from Maryland. Look on the bright side, Savannah, 3-year-old, submitted by grandmother Kim Hess from Maryland. The quote this week says, "Wild sings the birds of the heart in the forests of our lives," Mary Oliver. There's a beautiful cat that reminds me of my late Sam. It says, "That's hysterical," submitted by Camilla Clark by Cape Coral, Florida. We have a commercial here, and we promise that the egg slicer will be crowning jewel of your next lawn sale of your money back. And it shows an old woman studying the egg slicer very carefully on the screen. We have a cartoon here. It looks like two snakes behind their laptops in front of a file cabinet, so they must be at work, and one snake with 3 little, looks like round spots on him. It says, "I think Jacob is the one who's been eating all the donuts in the break room. Ha ha ha." Okay, well, that completes Woman's World, May 24th, 2021. Thank you for tuning in. We will probably do at least one more magazine tonight. I don't like to leave it at 3, so we'll just stay tuned with me. We'll go for there.